Alright everybody, welcome in. This is another Stormgate cast. I'm Algorithmor. And today's cast is going to feature in the Infernal. This is NyoriE. Or NyoriE. NyoriE? NyoriE. I'll just call him NyoriE. I think he said that he also goes by Nori, which is a slightly different version of that name. And his opponent, playing Celestial in the blue, this is Cryptron. Pretty sure I've cast both these folks on my channel before, so welcome back to the two of you. Check out the cool little doodads we got displayed from Cryptron. We got this little robo dude that you get from finishing the campaign in Brutal. And then you got this little robo-cat. I don't remember what you get the little robo-cat from. Maybe that was a Twitch drop or something like that. What am I talking about little doodads when we could be talking about fiends in the base? The first two fiends actually came out. I didn't mention this early, but NyoriE opened double vault. Did not open shrine, opened double vault, and this is going to be an aggressive opening. It looks like fiends already in the base. On top of prisms. Prisms put up a pretty good fight. This is sort of like Zerglings versus, you know, whoa though. Wait a second, those fiends just tore through a bunch of prisms. We're down to only 3, a couple more pop out of the arc ships. And more fiends on the way. NyoriE is ready to make this, although, no, he does decide to maybe, oh, he's regrouping here. Okay, I'm like, what's the idea there? Although there is one Argent out, trying to get on top of it, and the Argent goes down quickly. The Prisms do turn to fight, and again, they fight all right. These poor little fiendies, if they can go up and get inside this Wellspring, they can heal up nice and quick. But for the moment, where are they going? Back to the Shroud. You can also heal on Shroud. Second base only just now getting up. So this was not an all-in, but it certainly delayed the economy for NyoriE. So it was really interesting opening there. So we'll see how NyoriE comes back from, like I said, a little economic fall back, but at the same time did kill a lot of prisms. So it's a nice sort of early opening, early aggression, get some damage done, and then even though he's going to be later on his buildings, he's hopefully delayed Cryptron enough that was worthwhile. We do have extra creation chambers going down in the back here for Cryptron.
Activate soon.
Cryptron's up to 3 Argent, has an Energizer and Adjudicator protecting his prisms here. And the 4 Fiends are still running back and forth. 4 Fiends will do crazy damage to his Stormgate. Let's see if that's what happens here.
A Stormgate has appeared.
Nope, they head home. Argents instead are going to come out. Is Cryptron going to be able to claim this? He's looking, he's like, where are those fiends? He's got 4 Argents. That's enough to maybe scare off 4 fiends. And nothing else yet. I don't see brutes or anything added. So maybe, there we go. We just had our couple more added. So we're up to 8 fiends here. 10 it looks like now. And the Stormgate's already 2/3 done. So Cryptron might be able to claim this without any type of contesting from NyoriE, who has the fiends that could put on the contest but decides not to. Stormgate captured by the Celestial faction here. We got a creeping horror on the map. It's going to come join the army. We hear some lumber imping going on there. Fiends in the back are the only defense, and here come Argents. They're going to try and kill Imps, and Imps indeed go down. Fiends scurry on top of these Argents, some of them on top of the creeping horror. They do put down some pretty good DPS, but off the Shroud here, that's going to be a little less, and boom, down goes the creeping horror. And actually, the Fiends doing a pretty good job here, surrounding on these Argents and getting every single one. Indeed, wow, very nice defense with just Fiends from NyoriE. This is a new style that I haven't cast on my channel before. So thank you, NyoriE, for showcasing an interesting playstyle versus the Celestial. I like this. Now, is that meaning it's not meta? I don't know. Maybe I just haven't seen those particular games from the ones that have ended up in my replay bucket, you know? And I think I mentioned this in a previous cast. I went out and thought out these games on the untapped.gg leaderboard, etc. And this particular game was pilfered from NyoriE, who has the public replays. And shout out to everybody who has public replays. I love to steal your replays and cast them. And for those of you out there, if you got some cool replays that you think belong in my bucket, send them over. Find me on the Discord. You can send me up. Same name, Algorithmore. I'm just chilling in there. And if you send me a replay, I will do my best to get it on the channel. I look for replays that are usually at least 10 minutes so that we get a good enough video and have some good action in them. Now this game, and like I said, I pilfered it off the leaderboard. I didn't know if it had good action or not, but it did have a little bit longer timestamp on it, and usually those are ones that mean there's a little back and forth, there's a little bit of engagement. And so far we have not been disappointed with that fun early Fiend play, and then that last battle where the Fiends once again were victorious. Another Stormgate up. This is our second one. Pretty nice army out of NyoriE now. Up to 3 base, 4 base. But same thing for Cryptron. We got 3rd base here, 4th base over here. Looks like Starforge is added. And what's going on over here? A little bit of run by attack. Gonna get a free Tribute Prior. Maybe also get some free Gaunts, but that's a big Gaunt force. That's the whole army there. They're gonna chase these units back. Some of the Gaunts on the front line don't like that. No way. They do not want to be fighting Kree. But unfortunately, Gaunts can be a little bit speedier, and they sometimes get out front. These Vectors are probably going to have to run back home, but no worry. There was a Stormgate going on. A Fiend was chipping away at it, but these Argents show up to try and claim it. That means NyoriE is going to run his army all the way over there and try and stop this. Meanwhile, we have another army building up, maybe for another strike onto those bases. For Cryptron down at the bottom here. Finally, NyoriE's army shows up. Those Argents weren't able to put enough damage done, and they're going to scoot out home. So NyoriE might win this as well. Meanwhile, he's split off a little bit of it. What a great game. So glad I found this. Thank you, NyoriE. Thank you, Cryptron, for putting on a nice showcase for us. This little half-strike force realized there's a whole army down there, and I do not want to fight it, so it's going to retreat home. The Stormgate is won by NyoriE. Let's see what we get out of that. Pop, pop, we got the Unstable Necrolusks. Forgot the name there for a second. Unstable Necrolusks. They're slow. They shamble. They got an extra arm on their body. Why? We don't know. They just do. But what happens when they arrive at their destination? They're unstable. They explode. They can take out these creation chambers. They can take out a whole bunch of prisms. They're just walking though. Here's an army here. If they can take them out before they hit buildings or in, oh boom, one. Jeez, these are just fun to watch. Oh, another one goes down. Nice splits, nice splits, nice splits. Boom. Very weak Energizer nodes, but interestingly enough, they're at like 7 hit points. Cool, cool, cool. There is another attack going on down here. It's fighting Static D. It's going to get pulled back as the army shows up, but that allows this other army to come and kick some butt over here on those weak nodes, take out some Judicators of their own, take out some Energizers, and this is great two-prong action here from NyoriE. He's getting his damage done, and as the army he scoots away, and once again pushing in down here. Cryptron's doing his best to split his forces too, but this can be a hard thing to do. If you are outnumbered in supply, you kind of need to keep your whole army together to be able to fight any one of these armies. But actually at the moment, Cryptron has done a great job, except standing in his own Dark Prophecy, of actually defending 2 prongs at once. It's so hard to do, especially when you're microing Dark Prophecies like these, the Animancers. That's really well done. Impressive. I always cave under these kind of circumstances. I just die. Look at this. He's actually been able to keep back both prongs of the attack, and they both have to pull back here. One of those armies for NyoriE is going to go try and grab this Stormgate, also back up at the top. Kind of a good one for him to be able to take. The other army I guess regrouping here.
A Stormgate has appeared.
And Cryptron did lose some of his static D here, but that's what static D is for, remember? That's what it's there for. It's there to take the shots, it's there to do the tanking, so that your workers aren't dying, so that your production isn't going down, and at the same time, usually it's taking nice pot shots on the enemy, right? If all you lose in an attack is your static D, then you've basically succeeded. This arc ship, unfortunately, was a scout arc ship, sort of like an overlord. We get a scan instead. And here comes the army from Cryptron, and it's not looking very big, but it's got a bunch of animancers in it. That could do serious damage here. There's a scan goes down. Animancers in the back, a little vulnerable, but there's a two-prong attack here from NyoriE. He's coming in with his army on both sides. That's going to be a nice contain here. And wow, Nice Dark Prophecies actually take out some of the army on the left, but there's just too much for NyoriE. And with such a great concave from the two-pronged attack or the flanking attack, all these units unfortunately get cleaned up. Supply lead is Cryptrons. What? What? That is crazy to even say, but that might be due to a large number of prisms here. There's also a bank here. Oh no, the bank's for NyoriE. And NyoriE's going to come in here and start getting some eco damage done. A few gaunts get caught out. NyoriE's starting to get a little closer in supply. But yeah, Cryptron doing a great job in this game so far to hold off NyoriE, who's been quite aggressive. Only once or twice has Cryptron put on the aggression. Most of the time he's been in a defensive posture. Here he's going to push forward again. Unfortunately, both times he pushed forward, he got cleaned out. So I don't blame him for being defensive. That's why one of the sort of maxims in RTS is don't attack. Because it's easy to lose the game when you attack. Oh, Flame Imp's coming in. A huge Flame Imp run. This is crazy. They're going to get on top of those Animancers. Animancers are not fast enough to get away. Huge Dark Prophecy from the one remaining Animancer, though. But look at those weak gaunts. They just charge into the Wellspring, saying, we do not care. We'll just heal up there. Cryptron given the GG, and what a GG it was.